seems like I jump around a lot. But I was thinking on the mini splits, I'm actually going to wait to put the return air in, because my return air grills should be here. It's Friday. I think they're coming next week, if not tomorrow, who knows. And that way I can actually make sure I frame everything up exactly the way I want it, so those fit in there just perfectly. So I'm gonna pull away from getting those all set up and perfect, because it wouldn't be perfect if I screwed up how the box fits in there for the return air. And switch focuses on to something else for a little bit, so I can go ahead and start running the condensate lines. Attic space again, and I just Barry helped me just finish putting in our pipe. Ended up lining up a little worse than I thought as far as where this one goes. I will have a heat shield I'll put in right there, but this one goes over to the office, which is right down in this area. So all I'm going to do is put a 4-inch 90 on this and shoot it off in that direction. I'll cut this back so my 90 won't come out more than about this far. Shoot it off that way, and then all these should be fine. The flex duct will come around like this, and I'll have a heat shield I'll attach up here, just a metal piece that screws, and it'll hang down to keep things from touching the pipe. When we tested this out over Christmas, this pipe didn't get very hot at all. I could, just grab it, hold my hand on it, and it was perfectly fine, so I'm not worried about any real heat issues. But according to the manufacturer, I'm supposed to keep my 1-inch air gap, which these brackets actually pushed out the distance you need to be. But I'll probably go ahead and put some sort of heat shield through there as well, just to be safe. Working in the attic would be a lot easier if we had some sort of a platform to set on. So I set Natalie to task scraping off the old foundation forms to lay up in there. Done burnt it up. This is very old. This is 15 years old.
That smells so bad. Hi, Daddy.
Preparing the pad for the outside AC unit. So I went and got some rock, and I've been smoothing out. This pad is actually used for my bees, but I never got it set in place. I made 3 of those pads so far. I haven't got this one set, so figure we're gonna do more concrete in the future. I can go ahead and use that one for this pad here. So I'm just trying to level out some rock, and then I'll put it down. It should end up just below my sheeting there. And these are the condensate lines we ran the other day, and then my power cord. So I get this smoothed out, get that pad in place, and then I can set the outside unit. Talk to my HVAC guy. He can come out here on Wednesday, so in 2 days from now, to get this set up for us. I hate leaving these condensate lines out, even though we crimp the ends. I've always had a problem with moisture getting in them, and when that happens, they always say they can't use them anymore, and they're not cheap. So that's the plan for today, though. I kind of wish I would have knew what kind of siding we were doing so I get this all done, because I'm gonna have to piece around this stuff over here, but I'm sure I can make that happen. I guess when you really want to have a pillow, you'll use just about anything. Isn't that right, Bailey Boo? You see Bailey's pillow?
That your pillow?
That's her pillow.
That your pillow? No.
Okay, I got the system mounted now. It's heavy. And now I had to come out and help me set it in place in order to get over my anchor bolts. I've got all my line sets out here. I got one more to run still. My HVAC guy told me he had a get that out. My HVAC guy told me that he had a another line set that he'd sell me his garage, but it ended up only being 9 feet, and I need about 20. So I've got to run into town still and get another line set. I'm getting ready to take my disconnect. It will mount right here on the wall. I'll knock out one of these knockouts there in the back. I'll actually use the other knockout as well for my leads that go to the units inside. So I'm going to knock out one of these in the bottom. Well, actually, both of them get knocked out. And then I'll have a whip coming down into my main. So we've got 4 or 5 units, or we have 4 right now. I'm going to use one of the last ones for the addition if we ever end up doing that. So there's all the ports for each one. So I've got plenty of line out here to hook all those up. And I hope they'll be hooked up by Wednesday. So if it is hooked up by Wednesday, even though I don't have the ductwork run, we can still turn them on. So this is the heat pump. And use the heat side of it to give us additional heat inside the house. Distance-wise, I've got to be 12 inches off the back wall. I'm 14 right now because we still haven't figured what we're going to do with this, but I can't see it being more than the 2 inches out. And I had to have, I can't remember how much it was on top. This is over 2 feet right here, so I've got plenty of room there. It's about 26 inches if I remember right. So I've got plenty of room there. And the sides and the front don't matter because there's nothing on the sides of the front. So we're all good to go. Just got to go ahead and get my disconnects hooked up, and I've got one more mini split to do on the inside. I got that last one set up. That was a lot harder doing it on a ladder than it was up in the attic space where I could access things easier and had more to sit on. The only difference I did on this one is I turned the screen around so I can pull the filter out the front. When I was doing this, I was kind of wondering how all this is going to work, because if I have my plenum coming down, or not plenum, but if I have my ducting coming down for my return air, this isn't sealed up here at all. I guess I'm going to have to like put a piece of tape over it or something, I don't know. But some of the things I've noticed is, there's that. It's going to be hard to seal up a lot of this around there too, so it'll be interesting. But anyways, got that one set up. Hopefully he'll show up tomorrow to hook up the lines down like leave them open. Run back into town and get some more stuff.